Hello and welcome to the Real Positive Girl podcast. My name is Sabrina. Thank you so much for listening, downloading, sharing the show. I truly appreciate it. I just love how people are continuing to love and enjoy the show. And if you do love and enjoy the show, and if you are able to leave a 5-star review or to just leave some sort of uplifting comment or interesting description of the show from your point of view on whatever podcast platform you listen to the show, I would greatly appreciate it. That would just help bring more people into listening to the show and give me the opportunity to help even more people. So if you were able to do that, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you wanted to come by and just chat with me and connect with me on Instagram, I am at Sabrina Joy Perozzo, or you're welcome to send me an email as well. All of that information is in the description box, along with all the notes for the show. But again, I appreciate you listening. I appreciate you downloading and sharing the show. So let's get right into the episode. Thanks so much, guys. Happy Monday, everyone, and welcome back to the Real Positive Girl podcast with me, Sabrina. I hope that you're having a fantastic day today, and I hope that you had a great weekend. Sorry again for, not posting anything last week. We were just on vacation. We're actually still on vacation, but I just thought I could take one week off and then come back this week and give you guys some new episodes. So thanks for hanging in there with me. I appreciate your patience, but dedication to coming back and listening to the show. This week on the podcast, we're going to talk about my favorite daily affirmations. So this week will be a little bit different, just kind of in what I'm speaking about, but still in the same vein of, supporting you and your journey to become your best self and all about mental health. You know how we roll. And today, Monday, we're going to specifically talk about I accept myself unconditionally. So we will be talking about my favorite affirmations that I think could help you if you were able to recite these to yourself every day. I know it sounds cheesy, but we're going to get into it, and I'm going to tell you how amazingly helpful that these things are. But before we get into that, I want to remind you that you are always welcome to do the 5-minute reset if you're having a hard day, a stress day, problems are just weighing you down, or even if you're just simply annoyed with everything that's happening. I always encourage you to do the 5-minute reset, which is to take at least 5 minutes to be by yourself, to reset, reboot, restart your day right then and there. It'll allow you to draw a line in the sand and kind of leave those things behind and start fresh, even if you do it at 9 o'clock at night, even if you're just okay, this day is done. I need to kind of start fresh so I can at least go to sleep and feel confident that tomorrow is going to be a better day. So during your 5-minute reset, you're able to take a break from any issues or burdens that are holding you down. You can come up with any resolutions for any problems or issues that you're dealing with, whether alone or with someone else. I always encourage everyone to come up with a list of at least 4 things that you're grateful for, big, small, medium size. You can be grateful for things like, the fact that you have nice shoes to wear to work. You can be grateful for spending time with friends. You can be grateful for having extra time to maybe catch up on work if you feel like you're behind. Or you can just be grateful that you're healthy and you're not sick and you're feeling like your best, maybe. You can literally be grateful for anything. The list is never ending. And last but not least, before you end your 5-minute reset, make sure that you're feeling at least neutral, if not positive, about the rest of your day. Because hopefully reflecting on positive things and blessings in your life will help you to shift your mindset and spend more time thinking about those things rather than dwelling on any negatives or problems that you may have right now. Dwelling on the negative isn't going to make it go away, working through those problems and also focusing in on the positive will help those things go away. And like I said, this week we are talking about my favorite daily affirmations. And today we are going to talk about the affirmation, I accept myself unconditionally. And this week I want to take a different turn from my normal, more specific mental health topics and turn to something a little lighter, daily affirmations. Now, there isn't too much to break down with affirmations, so these episodes will likely be shorter than normal, but still as important. I truly believe that. Affirmations, if done regularly and genuinely, genuinely and regularly. Those are two very important words when you are putting them together with affirmations. I am telling you what, can make a big difference in your self-esteem and self-worth. And this week, I'm going to share with you my favorite daily affirmations, how these help me, and hopefully how these can impact you if thought about daily. And affirmations are a wonderful thing. If these are new to you, I would say the simplest way to describe it is having like a power phrase, just or something encouraging that you can repeat to yourself, ideally in the mirror, but I know that a lot of people find that more cheesy than anything. But I think it helps because you're making a direct connection with eye contact and with yourself, and it's like you are telling yourself these encouraging things rather than spending time thinking about negative things. But if you are not comfortable doing that, you really could just say it out loud during like your morning quiet time, or even if you just need to run from your desk to the bathroom and say it to yourself, just quietly to yourself. At any point, you can practice an affirmation, and it can be in the morning, noon, or night, whenever you want. But it's important to regularly remind yourself of these things and tell yourself these things. They will really help. Despite how cheesy it may sound, despite how you think that, wow, just telling yourself positive things, how is that going to fix anything, Sabrina? It can fix a lot. It's not going to be overnight, though, and it might not even be in a week or a month's time. But sooner or later, you will feel better. You will feel stronger, and your mindset will be better equipped to deal with all the things that are coming at you on a regular basis. So today, let's talk about I accept myself unconditionally and how powerful this can be if repeated daily. So this affirmation helps me so much because most of the time, this isn't how I feel at all, I promise you. It takes a lot of acceptance and love to accept yourself no matter what. And unconditional love is a big deal, whether, from someone else or yourself. But I believe to do it for yourself, it's so much harder because we are our biggest critics. We are the ones that are constantly, on ourselves for not getting things done, not doing things properly, following through on commitments, maybe how we treated someone, maybe how we are not, hitting our own personal high expectations. We are our own worst critic. And I feel like a lot of times we will say all these terrible things to ourselves in our minds. And so no one else knows that we're being so super hard on ourselves because we're doing it all inside of our minds. So there's no one there to be like, hey, don't do that. But I'm trying to do that because whether or not that's happening to you right now, it probably happened to you in the past and it may happen to you in the future. So I want you to be prepared for how to deal with that. So let me ask you, do you pick yourself apart over every little thing? Do you tell yourself negative put downs and criticisms often? I know I do. I know. I do this too. I do it. And, even if you answered no, that's great. That's really great. And it doesn't mean that because you answered no that these daily affirmations, or even this one in particular, isn't necessary for you. But it could be because you never know what's going to happen in your life. And I'm not predicting anything negative or bad, but I'm just saying that it's important to, even if your life is going the best it could, there is nothing wrong with reminding yourself that you do accept yourself unconditionally. So I want to put that out there. But if you related with those questions that I ask, I do too. But we need to work on pulling back on this behavior because it isn't benefiting us at all whatsoever. Obviously, you might think it's benefiting yourself because you're reprimanding yourself, you're presenting yourself with your own negative feedback to hopefully encourage yourself to become better and stronger and more efficient, accomplish more, hickles faster, quicker, better than for the next time than you have. But by continuing to come down on yourself over and over and over again, that's not going to be the way to fix any of those concerns. It just really isn't. And I know it can be tough to accept all of our mistakes, failings, in progress mindsets, and bodies, but no amount of other people loving and accepting you will make up for you not doing it for yourself. There is not enough people in the world to come up and tell you how much they appreciate you, how much they love you and adore you and care for you and even wish they could be you, right? You think that all of these wonderful, flattering things would be the golden ticket to changing your mindset and having a better perspective on your life, but it won't. I promise you. And if you don't believe me, that's fine. That is your choice. You are welcome to live your life how you choose, obviously. But I'm trying to give you some guidance because if you don't watch out, and I do not mean this as a threat, it's more of like a warning. Like, if you don't spend time accepting who you are, loving yourself, really accepting yourself unconditionally, you will feel even more alone because the more and more other people will try to pour into you, the more hollow you will feel because you're like, well, what do they see? And you just criticize yourself even more because you think they're wrong or you don't understand what they're seeing because you're choosing not to see how wonderful and brilliant and amazing you are. You are making that choice. Yes, it's a choice. You might not think it's a choice. You might think it's facts. It's not facts. Opinions aren't facts. Remember? We've spoken about this. Opinions don't mean truth at all. It's an opinion. It's what you think. It's what other people think. And this is why we should not attach ourselves to other people's opinions of ourselves or anything else because it is not the gospel truth. It's just not. So I just want you to know that you need to love yourself. You need to accept yourself unconditionally. No one can do it for you, and no one can do it in place of you not doing it. And I want you to know that there is no shame in continually working on yourself. Continually working on yourself could mean you're in a constant state of progress sometimes, but that's normal. What you don't know is that this is how most people live their lives, but pretend that they have made it, especially if you're focusing in on the people that are on the internet and, quote unquote, sharing their whole lives with you, not holding anything back. But they're probably holding things back. I know I've spoken about this many times. People might say that they're totally open, honest, transparent. I do that, and I am. I am forcing myself to be more and more transparent and authentic and real with people online, but it doesn't mean that I share everything. I'm not going to share the intimate details of some sort of spat or argument that my husband and I had, or some sort of talk or chat, personal chat, or disciplinary decision I've made with our daughter. There are definitely going to be certain things that you're going to hold back because those things need to stay personal. No matter how authentic and real you want to be with people, there's still some things that need to be private, and that's the same for everyone else. And it's not that they're trying to hide anything. It's just a lot of things just don't need to be out there for everyone else to jump on and have their own opinions on. I personally will share things that have happened, but I try to share it in the past, like in the deep past, so that there's no one hurt by it or to be currently affected by sharing those experiences and those decisions that I made, right? So anyway, back to what I was saying. A lot of people, will share a lot online, but I want you to know they're not sharing everything. They're just not. And again, not because they're hiding, just because it's just not appropriate. So I want you to know that these people might seem like they have it all together, but there's going to be things that they are continually working on. And that just goes to show you that it's okay. It's fine. We're all continually working on ourselves. If you think that you've hit a peak where you don't have to grow anymore, you were sadly mistaken. I hate to tell you, I hate to be the one that shares that truth with you. I don't hate it, actually. I like it. I like sharing truths. But I want you to know that you have not. You have not hit a peak. And if you think you have, you really need to take a step back, widen your perspective, and understand that there is always room for growth until we leave this earth. There really is. I promise you. So just know that everyone is a work in progress. Everyone is working on something. Everyone is still on the road to becoming their best self. So to wrap this up, try this in the mirror today. And if not in the mirror, at least by yourself. I accept myself unconditionally. Say that to yourself. I accept myself unconditionally. And I want you to know that I am doing these things too because I need practice and more practice than I was already doing. A lot of times I like to mix up my affirmations and pick a new one, and Google's great for that. But I like to pick ones that I'm like, that would really push me and challenge me, not just be like, oh, I think I'm creative. Like, yeah, I'm confident in the fact that I feel like I'm creative in certain ways. No, pick ones that are going to challenge you and saying I accept myself unconditionally really challenges me. So I want you to say that until you mean it genuinely, and then do it regularly. But that is all today. That is all we have for today. Thank you so much for listening to the Real Positive Girl podcast. Again, my name is Sabrina. Check the description box for notes for the show, where to find me on Instagram at Sabrina Joy Perozo, or my email address, where both of those things you can send me questions, comments, concerns, prayer requests, feedback, topic suggestions, or just to say hey, hi, and hello to me. I would love it. Come visit me. Come say hi. And you might just get a little surprise if you do. If you come say hi, chat with me, follow me, whatever you want. But I will see you tomorrow, where we'll talk about the affirmation, I have the power to create change. But until then, have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.